Okay, guys, I'm just going to give you an update on my ground floor portfolio. Ground floor allows you to provide loans for people who's into real estate. You can think about it as peer-to-peer. So people who maybe they want to renovate, do some type of work or into real estate, you can provide loans to them. So it's peer-to-peer lending, but specifically for real estate. If you want to see a more in-depth video, just check out the suggested videos. But I'm just going to go over everything briefly. So the cash on hand is $9.53. Each particular loan, you need at least $10 for the particular loan. So I have it on automatic. So once it gets to $10 or one of the loans gets paid off, they'll just reinvest it to another loan as well. But right now, that's why I have $9.53. So once they hit the $10 mark, they're automatically allocated to a new loan because I have it on automatic. But so the money at work, $2,320. As you can see, my performance summary, LOR investment 60 loans 65 loans invested 2,320, expected rate 10.9%. As far as the repayment, as far as repayments, loan 73 invested $2,630, expected rate 10.2 and actual rate 10.3. Now, so the money at work, an amount of 2,320, expected earnings $222.36. Now, this one is what you see, the repayment one. These are the ones that has already been repaid. I just want to explain that. So this is the same part right here, and it's showing you the actual money you earned. So the amount invested was 2,630, and the net earnings $155.67. Now, also you have to keep in mind, as well as I did talked about in other videos, a lot of times these numbers are APY, and each loan can be paid off and a much ahead of time or a shorter period of time. Each loan can be paid off early. So if the loan is paid off early, the percentage you'll actually earn on your money is less. It's much less, but it's prorated. Okay, so let me just show you for all my particular loans I have right now. Number of loans 65, and all of them is in type grade C. Grade C normally gives you about 10 or 11%. So I typically would like, when I'm giving out these loans, at least 10 or 11%. I base that off of just the average of the S&P is 10%. So if I can get 10% that's not correlated to the overall stock market, that's good for me, kind of help for diversification. Now let's look at another way you can look at it. It says expected to be repaid on time 44, invested 1,470, 63% of my portfolio, expected rate 11.1. Now extended, looks like they might have wanted a little bit extra time to pay it off, or so that's a working agreement in place or in progress. Now the default one is pending working out, but these are the things when you're talking about loans that you have to factor into as far as your rate of return. If the loan do get defaulted, there could be a possibility where if the person doesn't pay the loan back, you can lose that as a as altogether, and that can definitely affect your overall performance on your portfolio, especially if the loan that you had imbalance. As far as, let's say I had $300 in one particular loan and that one defaulted, it could definitely mess up my gain. So whenever you're looking to provide loans, that's some of the things you're going to actually factor into. And also I kind of go over this all the time as far as the maturity date. A lot of these, some of these are 6 months, some of these are 12 months, some of these are 6 months. So I just kind of try to go through this all the time so people can understand. So you would, as far as it says the expected rate, let's just show for this one. I had already yeah, so these are the expected earnings. I'll just go over this one so you guys can understand. 6 months, that 11.2, you would only get half of that 11%. So the expecting earnings was $6. The expected earnings is $6.60. I hope I explained that well. If not, just bear with me. Now let's go to the, we can skip that. But yeah, this is the breakdown. I kind of went over this before. So okay, so like I said, some of the loans are paid off much faster. So for the term 15, if you hear that noise in the background, just kind of disregard it. So the term is 15 months, the actual term 5.6 months. So they paid it off much faster. All right, so I'm just going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So for this one, the term was supposed to be 21 months, but the actual term was 0.3. So as you can see, my investment was $70 and the repayment amount was 18 cents, of course the original amount. So that because they paid it off in literally less than a month, it says my expected returns, this is kind of prorated amount, but as far as I really only earn 18 cents. Now it does give me the ability to reinvest into another loan, but you guys want to kind of factor that in when you're talking about your returns. So all of these returns is based off if you hold the loan for the whole 12 months period. So if you paid if they paid it off way earlier, you would then have to reallocate it somewhere else, or even though prorated in that time period, that's what your returns would have been if you was looking at it on a yearly basis. But a lot of times people would like to know their returns that they're getting as far as percentage wise given in that time frame. Um, but generally that's kind of how they do it, especially whenever you talk about loans and banks and stuff. That's typically how they always prorate it, even if you see it on your savings accounts or your CDs or something like that. Most of the time they kind of prorate it. But I believe I covered everything that I wanted to. If you guys are interested, I do have a affiliate link for Groundfloor. I'll leave it in the descriptions. If you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel.